Hello everyone and welcome to the channel as I do. Now I bring you this recipe to surprise all your friends and family at this Christmas dinner. It is how to make some rib to the barbecue in a very simple way and really with few ingredients. It is not the cheapest to do, but they can do wings with the same sauce and preparation and they will be great. So we see what we will need to do them. For this recipe that is 2 to 4 people, we will need a little less than a kilo of pork ribs, which almost do not bring bone but that leaves them to their liking. Half a cup of preferably olive oil, 6 tablespoons of fly sugar, half a teaspoon of mustard that is also to taste, a little Maggi juice that is also merely optional, a complete onion, 2 cups of catsup and if necessary about 2 cups of water. So let's see how to prepare them. First we take a pot and put it in our stove over high heat and start to pour all the ingredients. The ketchup that remembers that there are 2 cups of this, the half cup of oil and mix it a bit to be incorporated. Then we throw the half teaspoon of mustard that as I told them they can put more if they like the little stronger taste. Then the 6 tablespoons of fly sugar that can also be normal but will be 2 more tablespoons. Then this is totally optional but put a few drops of Maggi juice. Now mix perfectly with a spoon for a few minutes and then leave what boils to be specified. Since it is thicker and well incorporated everything, just try it and put it more than they think is missing. In my case I feel very sweet so I take a little more catsup and juice mage. But everything will depend on how they like it. I also incorporated the 2 cups of water since I think it is little sauce. But you will decide with the ones you are doing. Now just let it boil for a few minutes. But since we thickened as we want, just turn off the heat and let stand until they are going to put it to their ribs. In what is thickening in our sauce we can do this at the same time. Just put in a pot a room of onion, the ribs that we are going to prepare, a little salt and pepper and now fill the pot to the water as far as all the meat covers. Just let it cook for about 20 or 30 minutes after it boils. We do this so that it is not so late in the order. But you can do it directly by putting them in this with the sauce and will cook the same. Only a little longer will take. In what is sewing the ribs we take what is left over from our onion and we split it on a pan or at least I know it, which is how I do it next. In my case I will leave another half onion since I like it a lot because it is caramelized with the sauce and knows very well. But when they finish cutting them more or less should be seen as seen on the screen. Since the ribs have just brought off the fire and let them stand for a few minutes. Then they have them in their sink. This broth can be stored since it is like meat juice and can be used to cook something else. But if not only let it drain well to take as much as possible all the liquid they have. Now take some refractory either glass or metal and put some oil to grease it with a paper towel. We do this since the sauce when caramelizing can be very stuck in these containers and then it is can clean it. Now they open the onions that we cut before doing like a bed and then accommodate all the ribs. They can do this as me by one or just leave the cans of your strainer. But I do so to distribute them more uniformly. Already accommodated we only take our sauce and put it on all these trying to bathe them completely. Although since they are in the oven we will give you a few laps. But as you can see, nothing more to see them like that. Finally, we put our baked ribs previously heated at a time of January and we will leave them cooking for about 20 minutes. Since this time has passed only our ribs and we turn it so that they are browning evenly and apart. They will be impregnated everywhere in the sauce that we prepare. Now leave it for another 20 or 30 minutes more depending on how golden they want them. Since time we just check them and as you can see that gold and caramelized that we wanted now to turn off their oven and are already ready to use. As you can see this is how they are already served and they really look delicious and no even better. So in these parties believe me that they will surprise more than one if they arrive with this dish for dinner. As they saw it, it is not difficult to do. It is not the cheapest but as I said they can do it in the same way that with chicken wings. Only those if they go directly to the oven without sewing them and of course they will take much less time to become. Anyway, believe me that all your family and friends will love it. And as you know, I can never stop trying what we do. See how that flesh is easily split that almost takes off from the bone alone. And of course I accompany him with the onions that are caramelized and it is not for anything but was delicious. So I hope you do them and if so, send your photos to any of our social networks to publish them. As you know if you liked this video, give it a little man, subscribe, share with all your family, friends and acquaintances. As always see you in the next videos. Thank you.